What's going on, Strictly Geek? I'm your host, David the Hammer Messick, and guys, today we're going to be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4. So we know that Endgame is basically the end of Phase 3. Well, so we thought. Actually, Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be the last movie in the Phase 3 of the MCU. So basically, I mean, it's like, but Dave, I thought Endgame was the wrap-up, bringing it all together. You know, that's the end of an era. It's normally an Avengers movie, and then we restart. Well, if you haven't seen Endgame yet, there was a lot that happened, and there's a lot of unanswered questions that just need to be answered. So I really truly believe that Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be able to wrap up those questions and give us a peace of mind where we're like, oh, okay, let's go into Phase 4. Now, Phase 4, what can we expect from Phase 4? There's a lot that's going to happen. There's a lot that we already know. There's a heck of a lot more that we don't know, but we have a lot to look forward to. But let's go ahead and start off with the Disney Plus. I mean, really, these are going to be the characters that we already know getting their own series, being part of Phase 4. So we have the Hawkeye series that's been confirmed. We have the Wanda and Vision, and then we're also getting the Loki series. Now, these are cool. Some of them, I don't know how well they're gonna like blend into the Phase 4. I don't know, even if they are going to like affect the continuity of the actual movies. I would assume that they would, speaking that these characters have been huge characters throughout the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe in the first place. But I mean, that's something to look forward to get our own series, to get more in depth on some of these characters that we love. But not only that, we're getting a Black Widow movie. It's going to be a prequel, which I think is very cool. I think it's a little tad too late in my opinion, but you know, Black Widow deserves her own film. I would have rather seen a Black Widow and Hawkeye film earlier on, but you know, we have that to look forward to. But since it's a prequel, I don't really see it playing too big of effect on the MCU going forward. You know, there might be a few little things that happen in there that, you know, jump us up to the future, but hey, we get another Black Widow movie. I don't mind that. I'm going to be seeing it. That's cool. Moving on, let's talk about the Eternals. Now, the Eternals is a new movie that we know we are going to be getting in Phase 4. Now, the Eternals are basically they're like the new gods from DC in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They are going to be created, well, in the comics they're created by the Celestials, but you know, the MCU likes to put their different twist on things sometimes, so we are not exactly sure exactly what it is they're going to be doing, but I would assume that they're going to use something with the Celestials. Now, what's cool about this is using the Celestials to create the Eternals. You know, the Celestials are basically like space-powered gods. And the Eternals basically are thousands of years old, can live forever. They have, you know, they're basically almost immortal, super powerful, living amongst the human race. This opens a door to the bigger picture on the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Phase 4 wanting to do more cosmic things. You know, we can bring in more of those celestial beings, the Eternals taking place, and us getting to see a more cosmic and earth side to everything. So that's something to look forward to. Not only that, we got Shang-Chi. Now, I think this is really cool because I grew up loving martial arts film, and I think it's awesome that we're going to bring Shang-Chi into the MCU. Now, who's Shang-Chi? He's not a very popular character, especially if you aren't into comic books. You probably don't even know who I'm talking about. But basically, he is the best martial artist in the whole Marvel Universe. Now, this is going to be so cool to get to see like a martial arts styled film in the MCU, and I'm very excited to see this. There's plenty of actors that could just dominate this role, like literally too many to even list off right now. But I think that's going to be really cool to get to see a different environment of an Asian martial artist in the MCU, and that I think it could be super successful. You know, Marvel got to see Black Panther do something different and be super successful, so why not Shang-Chi? Let's blend it in, let's get some martial arts. I'm totally down for that. But you know, then we have our characters that we know getting another sequel. So we'll have like Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now let's talk about some of these. You know, every one of these movies is going to be playing a bigger role for Phase 4. But I think it's also, we're going to have to we're taking a step back because we are getting some new characters and we're going to blend them in with some of the, the founding characters that we got through Phase 2 and 3. Now, what's cool about this is getting those new characters, I mean, Marvel is very smart on what they're doing, and we're gonna have to like take a step back, because when Phase 1 of Marvel started, nobody really knew these characters per se, but they had to learn to like them and fall in love with them over time and get to know their characters. And that's exactly what we're gonna have to do with the Eternals, with Shang-Chi. But like I said, we get some of our oldies coming back. We know Spider-Man's gonna be around, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So let's talk about Guardians real quick, because I think this is one of the biggest things that was set up from the movie Endgame. You know, we get Thor at the end, you know, basically on the ship, and he hints the little as Guardians of the Galaxy, which is funny because it's actually a reference to one of the comic books. But how cool would that be to get to see Thor on the big screen with the Guardians of the Galaxy traveling around, doing this and doing that? Real quick, I'm going to sum up with you guys exactly what I want to see out of Guardians 3. As a huge Thor fan, I want to see them introduce, let's say, Beta Ray Bill. They're in his ship, right? They're in the Guardians of the Galaxy ship. And, you know, Beta Ray Bill's basically, they see his ship come by, he's being attacked, he's like trying to get away. And they're like, what's this guy trying to get away from? Well, in the comics, Beta Ray Bill is trying to get away from Surtur, because Surtur basically destroyed Beta Ray Bill's home world, and Beta Ray Bill was the protector of his race. He had to keep the Corbinites going, so he left, and, you know, he ends up running into Thor. Well, that would be cool if the MCU had Beta Ray Bill on the run, but not from Surtur. He had him on the run from Big G. That's right, Galactus. You could implement Galactus into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think it'd be really cool if you had, you know, the interaction between Thor and Beta Ray Bill, have a special moment, like, you know, from the comics of some sort. I mean, obviously, we can't have him lifting Mjolnir because Mjolnir's not in the picture at this point. But, you know, you could still get to have these two, which are really, really good friends in the comics, have an awesome interaction. And then you have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 end with that last preview at the end of the movie of they see a silver streak go past the ship. Silver Surfer. Guys, the MCU has unlimited amounts of things that they can do. I mean, literally they do. I mean, Captain Marvel, we're gonna get that more cosmic environment with her. You can implement anything when it comes to the cosmic side of things. Doctor Strange too. I mean, Doctor Strange nailed it in Infinity War Endgame in his solo movie. I mean, it's exciting to get to know that we don't really know what they're gonna do in Phase 4, but we get to enjoy this ride as nerds, and hopefully the ride doesn't die. Hopefully it keeps going upward amazing, because I'm hoping these Marvel movies don't go anywhere anytime soon, and I hope they just keep doing great. I don't see them failing, but you never know. I mean, we're getting into the 20s now. Man, Marvel, keep it up, keep it going. If you guys don't already, hit that like button. Stay tuned for more content here at Strictly Geek. I'm your host, David the Hammer Messick, and I'll talk to you later.